I also want to pull back to for a second to the strategy and the strategy outlined in the document because it seems to line up with, for example, some of the hadiths, Sarah, that are well known about the area of Khorasan and that the black flags will come from the east, led by mighty men with long hair and beards. Their surnames are taken from their hometowns. Their first names are from Akunya, and then Messenger of Allah. If you see the black banners coming from Khorasan, go to them immediately, even if you must crawl over ice. Because amongst them is the Caliph al-Mahdi, and this is all end of times theology. Interesting to me that this ties into what's already sort of known about jihadist lore and legacy, but also the idea that they're going after South Asia specifically shows that they have an understanding of where the real seams are. Jihadists hate polytheists, which is how they refer to Hindus. They view India, even though it has a massive Muslim population, as a Hindu majority state. And it would be something that the world, I think, is completely unprepared for if they were able to start this war between India and Pakistan, which has already been something that jihadist groups have discussed in the past and have thought about. So it seems like this is going to focus energies of the Islamic State on exactly that, igniting this war between India and Pakistan.
Absolutely. You've hit it right on the nose, Buck. I mean, this is a strategy that is so incredible because while everybody is focused on Iraq and Syria, while all of our focus has shifted towards that region of the world, they are planning, al-Baghdadi is planning an attack in India. And imagine what this would do to all of the plans, to everything that the U.S. and other European officials and intelligence officials and governments have been trying to do to quell the growth of Islamic State. It would solidify their presence in South Asia, and recruitment would go up extraordinarily, according to the sources that I've spoken to. I mean, this is what Bruce Rydell called in my story the holy grail for South Asia and jihadists in the region. If Islamic State was able to conduct such an attack, such a massive attack that it would swirl South Asia into war, it would really tumble across the entire planet. So yes, it certainly affects our national security. The document, and you brought up some very, very good points there, the hadiths that deal with the end times, the prophecies in the Quran about the end times. This is what al-Baghdadi is centered on. This is his expertise. The document explicitly states that. That was not in my story, but it is in the document. I will be writing about that in the upcoming days. But this is where al-Baghdadi focuses all of his attention. And in fact, in one area of the document, it talks about how he is an expert at inciting violence. He understands that this type of violence, these gruesome, brutal atrocities that are being committed are all serve a purpose, and they all serve a purpose in the end, not only to strike fear into our hearts and the hearts of the people that they are ruling over, but it's to lead towards this apocalyptic ending, this shift in world power. It's a little bit different than Christianity, because if you think of Christianity, we think of an Armageddon, or Christians believe that an Armageddon will come to this end of the world where Jesus will return. Well, in the mind of Baghdadi, according to the document, according to those that I've spoken to, it really is not that same type of end times. What he wants is to see the caliphate rule the world, and that the West will be submissive unto the caliphate.
Right. So it's the end of the world as we know it, not the sort of end of the temporal human world. It's the end of a world where the Islamic State or where the caliphate isn't in control of every last bit of territory.